Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Surviving the Mount St. Helens Disaster. Yep. This is from 2020. It's 44 minutes long. It's a single documentary of basically released 40 years after the actual events, which happened in late March 27th, I think, of 1980. So we're almost at the 42-year mark at this point. And this is, yeah, it, I remember this happening. Yes, I'm that old. I remember this happening, but I was on the East Coast. So um, while it was devastating and it was all over the news and it was a big deal, it was the end of the world to some people, or evidence of it. Um, it didn't really. I mean, where I lived, we were not too far away from the 3 Mile Island thing the year before. So yeah, we had a nuclear meltdown. So yeah, volcano, whatever. We all turned into mutants after that. Um, anyway, he yeah, this is a whole lot bigger than I thought it was. I mean, yeah, I knew it was big. I mean, think about it. It's a mountain that explodes. It's a volcano that explodes in on American continental United States soil. I mean, we're used to volcanoes and more tropical climates, or like say Hawaii. Hawaii has tons of volcanoes that are just active and bubbling, and there's lava and all sorts of stuff. But you're dealing with a mountain in a cold region, snow top. It's surrounded by trees and all sorts of stuff, and it had nothing like it that had happened in likely centuries, if not thousands of years, that anybody was aware of, and it certainly was never photographed or filmed at any time prior to this. So this was a humongous event. Something like this had not been captured on film ever in the United States, certainly. It's and you get to see this entire experience from a number of different angles, from people who are literally caught in the blast at ground level, and some people who happen to be flying over nearby the here's the plane right there, nearby the volcano to examine it prior to its explosion. An earthquake had happened. They had known that things were kind of unstable, and so people were going up to check things out. And as it happened, as the thing blew on that morning on the 27th of March, 1980, I think that's yeah. You have to watch it to find out if I'm right or wrong, and then tell me. You imagine being above a volcano when it goes off. Terrifying. And then imagine being on the ground and honestly not knowing what's coming. There's a bunch of loggers on the ground that are working down there, and they just see a guy running towards them going, run, run. It's a volcano. And you just can't hear it because the sound has not reached you yet. And it it obliterates everything in its path. It's a super hot blast of air, and it literally melted the men's clothing to their bodies, and some of them survived. Not all of them did. There was a man, of course, when they were preparing for this, they realized that this could be unstable. Something could happen. Of course, there's always people who are like, I don't care. We should be allowed to do whatever we want because it's here and I'm not afraid. Guess what, lady? Uh, when people who know more than you are telling you there is danger, maybe you should listen to them. Just give it a thought rather than blathering to the news about how you're just so much smarter and nothing is wrong and you're just so strong and an American and you're going to just live no matter what. Well, Harry Truman thought the same thing. No, not the president. Harry Truman was a man who lived at the foot of that mountain for the most part in the zone which was in danger, potential danger, and he did not survive. He would not move. They evacuated thousands of people. He did not move. Well, nothing. There's no glory in that. There's no "ha ha, I told you so." It's sad. It's unfortunate. It's unnecessary. But, when certain events happen, who are the experts? Thank God they didn't have YouTube back then, or Facebook. We've gotten so many disinformation videos about volcanoes in Washington State. Yeah, yeah. This took place in Washington State, and its impact and how it came about, what it's affected. It changed the landscape forever, and it's not even the biggest volcano potentially explosive volcano in that region. Mount Rainier is the biggest, and it's not a matter of if these will blow, it's when. And they're beautiful now, but I can't imagine what Mount Rainier will look like if it does anything close to what Mount St. Helens did. And it's like the power of this is like 30 bombs, or like atomic bombs at Hiroshima or something. It was more than that probably, but it's a lot. It's devastating. It literally flattens everything, and it's not just an explosion. It's not just lava. Everything becomes unstable, and it's solid matter, rock, mountain, dirt, and it almost becomes liquid to the point where it creates massive mudslides, and the ash chokes out all the air. You're literally breathing rocks, particulates, and everything else. There's a photographer that was nearby, and there's photos that he's taken and footage that he's taken of his experience as he was trying to escape the ash cloud. There's a woman who's in this plane, or this might be a modern reshooting of this plane, but this woman in this plane watched it all happen, and they thought they were going to die in that moment because they were not super close, but close enough to go, okay, we're going to die, because it's shot. Well, it actually didn't shoot straight up. It shot laterally towards the north, and yeah, that was not good either. So any direction of volcano blasts, you probably don't want to be in its path. So this is fascinating if you're from that area, especially if you're from the Northwest, the Washington State. If you weren't around when this happened, this will give you some insight of the people who were experiencing it firsthand, from the rescuers to the people who were trying to keep people safe, and people who are studying volcanoes, volcanologists. Just all of their experiences leading up to and experiencing everything afterwards. The ash spread around the world multiple times. It changed a lot. It's terrifying. So yeah, I actually learned a lot in this, and highly recommend it. If don't think that we're in a situation where it could never happen here. Well, maybe, in the middle of New Mexico, there's no volcanoes. But, we all got our different weather anomalies. Here in California, yeah, we have earthquakes, and things will happen. No, we will not fall into the ocean, as some people wish, which is just creepy and just awful for a human being to wish the deaths of millions of people. For political reasons. But yeah, I mean, there's hurricanes and there's tornadoes and all sorts of things. Nature does what it will, and very often we do our best to make sure it happens, rather than being prepared and doing what we can to safeguard nature and ourselves. So, preach. So yeah, I recommend this. I do. It's there's a lot of documentaries on here on Disney Plus, but this one hits not too far from home. So I know some people who are from that area, and I don't think they were alive when it happened, but they have family who remember, and I thought I knew enough about it that mattered, but seeing these firsthand reports and experiences and film and photography, and yes, a lot of the photography in this is enhanced in a sense. It's animated. It's basically still pictures that are animated in a way that makes it look like the clouds are moving. So yeah, some of this is not still photos. It looks much more dramatic. The music makes it sound much more dramatic, but it is no less scary. It is no less terrifying. So, yeah, worth checking out. If it's 44 minutes, it's not too much of a grind for those of you who are not documentary buffs, but give it a shot. Let's pick tomorrow's episode.
322.
322. 322. 322. Okay, I always found this title to be really weird. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but it's a short, and it's a Mickey Mouse short. It's probably one of those old ones. This one is called Mickey Go Local. So, yeah. Mickey Go Local is what we're watching next in the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.